Hi, my name is Linry, and this is Can I Dupe That? This is a series on my channel where in a collection of over 600 nail polishes, probably closer to 700 now, I ask myself, do I have a dupe for that? Today, I'm going to be attempting to dupe out Mooncat's latest collection, their Danse Macabre collection. Hit some buttons down below. Blech. So I do have some rules for this. Rule number 1, I am not allowed to mix polish. I'm not allowed to mix a red polish and a blue polish to get that perfect purple. It has to come out of the bottle. I can layer my polishes. That means I have access to all my jelly polishes, all my shimmers. I can layer my polishes. I have full access to my entire collection, whether it be polishes that were discontinued, limited edition, or ones that suffered batch issues. I have full access to my entire collection. I cannot do nail art. I know I could achieve a thermal with a gradient or a magnetic strip by painting a line on my nails. I am not allowed to do nail art. That would make this take so long. And all my base coats are done in 2 coats. Unless I say otherwise. I also have a point system because arbitrary points makes this a lot more fun. It's fun to see if I can fail at just trying to have fun. I ask myself a series of questions. If I get a question right, I get a point, sometimes a half a point. It's my game, my imaginary points, and you can't take them from me. Does it match the feel of the collection? Collections release with a certain feel. Did I get that feel? Vibe. It felt weird saying feel. I'm keeping it. I'm not retaking. Does it match the vibe of the polish? A polish vibe and a collection vibe are 2 separate vibes. Does it match the color? Did I get that red? That green? Does it match the undertones? Did I get that olivey undertone? That yellow undertone? Does it match the finish? Did I get that magnetic? That thermal? Does it match the depth of the finish? I can layer a shimmer on top of a cream, but it will never have the same exact depth as a shimmer-based polish. Does it match the visual texture? Did I get that flaky bomb? And the most important question of all, can my colorblind fiance see the difference? Let's get into it. The first polish that is up is Mooncat's Pearl Clutcher. Now this did hit my wish list because I feel like it looks really pretty. I don't know, I really enjoy it in the low light shots. I feel like it's really, really pretty. It is this lovely like silvery, glowy white polish that I am very intrigued with. Let's see how I did. On my pointer finger, I tried Zoya's Aspen, topped with LA Colors Crushed Diamonds. Now, this leaned a little bit too silver. I lost my white base, so I felt like this wasn't a dupe whatsoever. On my middle finger, I tried China Glaze's Pantheon Goddess, topped with Hollow Taco's Sugar Rush. Now, Sugar Rush is a 3-coater in my collection, but I didn't expect it to be that opaque. It kind of overtook Pantheon Goddess just a bit too much when I needed it to step back. On my ring finger, I tried China Glaze's Pearl Jammin', topped with Zoya's Aspen. Zoya's Aspen is yet again another 3-coater within my collection, and I felt like this had like a close vibe, but I felt like I got closer somewhere else. And on my pinky, I tried LA Colors Crushed Diamond, topped with Hollow Taco's Sugar Rush. Again, I felt like the texture was there, but my shimmer was so wrong because it is a yellow shimmer and not a silver shimmer, so not a dupe. But what I settled on my thumb is LA Colors Crushed Diamond, topped with Zoya's Aspen. I felt like this was as close as I was going to get, and honestly, I'm kind of impressed with how close I got. This looked pretty good. Not 100% there, but let's see how it did. Does it match the vibe of the collection? No. Does it match the vibe of the polish? Yes. Does it match the color? Yes. Does it match the undertones? Yes. Does it match the finish? No. Does it match the depth of the finish? No. Does it match the visual texture? No. And could my man see the difference? He could. He said mine was matter. Now, mind you, like, Aspen is a, like, satin finish polish, but I top coat my press-on, so, like, I mean, he's not wrong. Mine looks matter comparatively, but I'm still, I'm kind of peeved. Because I felt okay about it, and I felt like he wouldn't be able to see the difference, but oh well. That means my dupe scored 3 points. How do they compare in cost? Well, Pearl Clutcher retails for $17 USD, where LA Colors Crushed Diamonds retails for $3 off the LA Colors website. I found mine at my local Walmart for $1.98, so LA Colors website typically charges more than your local stores. And Zoya's Aspen retails for $12, bringing my dupe to the grand total of $15. I scored under. It's not really hard to score under anymore with Mooncat's new prices. The next polish that is up is Hell is Other People. It is this lovely burgundy linear hollow polish. I know it's a linear hollow polish, but for some reason, like in Michelle's like photos and stuff like that, this kind of looks more like a scattered hollow than a linear hollow. Like I'm not seeing a rainbow whatsoever. Let's see how I did. On my pinky, I tried Island Pea's Black Orchid, topped with LA Colors Eternal Glow. I felt like this was fairly close, though I lost my purpliness and it kind of crossed over into red, so not a dupe. On my middle finger, I tried Holo Taco's Dead Petals, topped with LA Colors Eternal Glow. Again, I lost my purpliness, like it just kind of went gray-y, like I don't know, I'm seeing a little bit of gray there. So not a dupe. On my ring finger, I tried Holo Taco's Indigo Away, topped with Holo Taco's Polar Princess and Holo Taco's Linear Holo Taco. Hiccup, I'm gonna leave it in. This looks like Existential Crisis to me. I feel like I duped out Existential Crisis fairly well. I don't know. Not a dupe. The linear hollow led me astray. And on my pinky, I tried Sally Hansen's Feeling Hungry, topped with Holo Taco's Polar Princess and Holo Taco's Linear Holo Taco. I feel like another kind of close dupe for Existential Crisis. But not for what I was looking for. But what I settled on my thumb is Color Club's Will Never Be Royals, topped with Island Pea's Black Orchid and LA Colors Eternal Glow. I feel like it's fairly close. I lost a bit of my purpliness and I wish I kind of retained a bit more, but I feel like it was fairly close. Let's see how I did. Does it match the vibe of the collection? Yes. Does it match the vibe of the polish? Yes. Does it match the color? Yes. Does it match the undertones? Yes. Does it match the finish? Half a point? I felt like my shimmer was just not like good enough. Like, I don't know. It just felt like it was almost there, but I didn't meet it fully. Does it match the depth of the finish? No. Does it match the visual texture? Yes. And could my man see the difference? He couldn't. Oh, wow! That means my dupe scored 6.5 points. How did they compare in cost? Well, Hell is Other People retails for $17 USD, where Color Club's Will Never Be Royals retails for $12. Island Pea's Black Orchid retails for $12.50, and LA Colors Eternal Glow retails for $1.98 off the Walmart website, bringing my dupe to the grand total of $26.48. The next polish that is up is Heart on a Platter. Now, this is very much like Christmas coded for me. I feel like this is very much like a dark Santa suit, and I really do enjoy the vibe it has. I know they were probably aiming a bit more for vampy, but for some reason this just crosses over to Christmas for me, so It's another lovely linear hollow from Mooncat, though the photos again don't really look like a true linear hollow and they look like a scattered hollow, so that's kind of what I aimed for this time because the linear hollow kind of got lost in the sauce last dupe attempt, so let's see how I did. On my thumb, I tried China Glaze's Now or Nova, topped with Zoya's India and China Glaze's Fairy Dust. That's stunning. That is so like Halloween coded. Not a dupe though. I'm way too dark. I went vampy and I needed it to be Christmas. On my pointer finger, I tried Holo Taco's I'm Over Brew, topped with LA Colors Dynasty and China Glaze's Fairy Dust. No. Absolutely not. Still a lovely, beautiful combo. Not a dupe. On my middle finger, I tried Zoya's India, topped with Holo Taco's Linear Holo Taco. I needed to give Linear Holo Taco just another shot because I know it's a linear hollow, and it just didn't work. On my ring finger, I tried Holo Taco's Devil's Advocate, topped with LA Colors Dynasty and China Glaze's Fairy Dust. So stunning. I was about to give it a and then I just caught a glimpse of it again and I was just like, ooh, such a lovely combo. Absolutely not. But what I settled on my pinky is Holo Taco's Crimson Void. So sorry. Topped with LA Colors Dynasty and China Glaze's Fairy Dust. I mean, I tried. You know, that's all I have in my heart is to try. Let's see how it did. Does it match the vibe of the collection? No. Does it match the vibe of the polish? No. Does it match the color? I said no. I do have that red, but ugh. Does it match the undertones? I said yes. I felt like I got that brownie undertone that Mooncat has. Like, you're seeing it, right? It's my fake imaginary points. Fight me about them. Fight me about them. Does it match the finish? No. Does it match the depth of the finish? No. Does it match the visual texture? No. And could my man see the difference? He could. He said my sparklies were a different color. What are sparklies? I don't know. That means my dupe scored 1 point. That's 2. 1 point. Jesus. How do they compare in cost? Well, Heart on a Platter retails for $17 USD. So expensive for a linear holo. I say that. Where Holo Taco's Crimson Void was discontinued, so I could only find it off of Macabre for $34.95. Guys, it is just a deep red linear holo in a different font. It is not worth $34. Jesus. Oh, it wasn't Macabre, it was eBay. Where LA Colors Dynasty retails for $1.98 off the Walmart website, and China Glaze's Fairy Dust retails for $8.50 off of China Glaze's website, bringing my dupe to the grand total of $45.43. Yeah, you know, people think I'm joking when I say Mooncat and Holo Taco are my retirement plans, but out here people paying $34 for 12 fluid ounces of a liquid. Girl. The next polish that is up is Clair de Lune. Clair de Lune, come for me. I don't speak French and I'm not about to learn. It is this mauve magnetic polish. I'm so over magnetic polish. I can't even tell you how over I am. It's in vogue and I understand. I just want glow-in-the-dark polish to be in vogue, so I'm just being very bitter and angry about like why aren't brands dropping glow-in-the-dark polish instead of getting magnetics. It's fine. You know what, magnetic people, you're thriving and I love that for you. I call dibs on next year, okay? Next year, glow-in-the-dark polish gets to be the trend, okay? Okay? You had this full year. All right? Don't be selfish. Let me have my moment. I feel like it does fit that ballerina vibe. It's not my kind of polish. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see how I did. On my thumb, I tried a Zoya's Serenity topped with Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco. Now, I felt like Zoya's Serenity was fairly close, but when I put the photos on my screen and on my monitor, I realized they were a bit more different than I thought. I don't know why, I just feel like Zoya's Serenity is still fairly close. I don't know, my brain? Not a dupe. On my pointer finger, I tried Holo Taco's Perry Social, topped with LA Colors Oasis and Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco. I didn't have enough of that dustiness. I definitely got like the temperature and the hue and the saturation down to that level, but I just didn't have that dustiness, you know? On my middle finger, I tried China Glaze's Left My Heart in Havana, topped with LA Colors Illusion and Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco. This had like temperature, you know what I'm saying? I felt like vibe here, but not that close. On my ring finger, I tried Island Peace Twirl, topped with LA Colors Oasis and Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco. This was way too passive. This was way too spring, not close whatsoever. But what I settled on my pinky is Sinful Colors Tempest, topped with Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco. I felt like this was as close as I was gonna get. we're still fairly off. I lack a lot of these purples in my collection, guys. My purple Swatch ring, she's kind of small. Let's see how it did. Does it match the vibe of the collection? No. Does it match the vibe of the polish? No. Does it match the color? Yes. I feel like I was very close. Does it match the undertones? I said no, I just didn't have it, you know? Does it match the finish? Magnetic, magnetic, yes. Does it match the depth of the finish? Yes. Does it match the visual texture? Yes. And could my man see the difference? He could. He said mine was lighter, which, he's not wrong, okay? I'm proud of him. He's not wrong. That means my dupe scored 5 points. How do they compare in cost? Well, Clair de Lune retails for $18 USD, where Sinful Colors Tempest, I bought it at my local Dollar General for like $1, but online I could only find it on Amazon, and that was for $7.12. And Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco, do not pay this price point. This is literally a polish in a different font. So many brands have a silver magnetic top coat, okay? Looking at you, it's a different font. I'm telling you this much, okay? I'm gonna hold you by your nail tips. It's a different font. Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco resales off of Macabre for $55. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's your money. You can do what you want, but I promise you, do not let FOMO make you buy that. It's a lot of brands have this, bringing my dupe to the grand total of $62.12. So reasonable. The next polish that is up is the Living Doll, which I love the name, but this polish just doesn't feel spooky enough for a living doll. I don't know. When I think of a living doll, I think very spooky, not elegant and gentle. This is a very soft, elegant ballerina core polish, which obviously it's a ballerina collection, so the ballerina girlies are gonna be thriving. I don't have many polishes like this. Let's see how I did. On my thumb, I tried LA Colors Illusion, topped with LA Colors Dream Chaser and LA Colors Celestial. I felt like this was relatively close. I just didn't have like that visual texture down. Honestly, I feel like it looks really, really good. And you can see clearly the putty I use to hold my press-ons on. But yeah, you can clearly see my poster tack and my nail. Hell yeah. Y'all are gonna be laughing when I start this trend, okay? You're laughing at this now, but in a few years, you're gonna be wearing your press-ons like that, okay? And they won't be staying on whatsoever, because that's poster tack. On my pointer finger, I tried LA Colors Rosewater, topped with LA Colors Dream Chaser and LA Colors Believe in Magic. Again, you can clearly see my nail, the poster tack, and the number that is on my press-on. Girl, we are thriving. That's a number 5. I mean, vibe. Not a dupe. On my middle finger, I tried China Glaze's Totally Taffy, topped with LA Colors Dream Chaser. This was a little too soft in its pink. It's a little bit more candy bubblegummy pink, so not a dupe. And on my pinky, I tried LA Colors Hooked, topped with LA Colors Dream Chaser. Now this is way too bright and Barbie pink. I needed it to be a little bit more subdued. But what I settled on my ring finger is China Glaze's Dance Baby, topped with LA Colors Dream Chaser. I mean, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Like, just a little round of applause. Like, you know, I'm working with what I have. I don't have much. Let's see how it did. Does it match the vibe of the collection? Yes. Does it match the vibe of the polish? Yes. Does it match the color? Yes. Does it match the undertones? Yes. Does it match the finish? No. I have a clearly opaque polish where Mooncat has this translucent VNL nightmare. I don't like VNL. Sorry. Just personal taste. And you know what? I don't have very good taste in things, so. Does it match the depth of the finish? No. Does it match the visual texture? Yes. And could my man see the difference? He couldn't. Oh, wow. That means my dupe scored 6 points. How do they compare in cost? Well, the Living Doll retails for $16 USD, where China Glaze's Dance Baby retails for $8.50 off the China Glaze website, and LA Colors Dream Chaser retails for $3.50 off the LA Colors website. I can't remember if LA Colors has always been $3.50 off their website. Now I'm starting to panic that LA Colors is going up in price on their website. Obviously, my local stores are still charging like $1.98 for it, but LA Colors, no. Bringing my dupe to the grand total of $12. Damn, not bad. The next polish that is up is the Doppelganger. It is a thermal polish that is a light purple to a dark purple with a reddy shimmer running throughout. Now, I'm not gonna lie. At the point of me swatching out my press-ons, I encountered a lot of family drama. A lot of family drama, and I wanted to get this video done. So basically, for the rest of this video, I kind of just threw my best shot at it and then kind of gave up. I don't have full hand swatches for everything. Yeah, it's been a crazy time here. This week has been a year. What I settled on, and I did receive this polish in PR, so thank you so much, Apocalypse Polish, for sending this my way. On my thumb, I tried Apocalypse Polish's You've Got Red on You, topped with LA Colors Oasis in 2 coats. Now, this is also why, if you're asking yourself a question, that this video is flagged as sponsored, because I received PR. This video isn't sponsored, by the way, it's just disclosures. But yeah, it's the only thermal polish I really have in my collection that doesn't have anything else in it besides the shimmer, and didn't work too well for me. Let's see how it did. Does it match the vibe of the collection? No. Does it match the vibe of the polish? No. Does it match the color? I said yes. Does it match the undertones? No. Does it match the finish? For the first time in the history of my Dupe It Out videos, I can say, yes, I did indeed match the thermal finish. Does it match the depth of the finish? No. Does it match the visual texture? Yes. And could my man see the difference? He fucking could. And it's because I took my swatch photo with water to activate the thermal property, and he clocked the water droplets. What the fuck? He's like, yours has some like weird blobbies on it. I'm not a cheater, okay? He clocked a difference, and I'm so upset. Next time he clocks a difference, he's gonna be like, wait a minute, those aren't the same hands. This bitch. That means my dupe scored 3 points. How do they compare in cost? Well, Doppelganger retails for $18 USD, where Apocalypse Polish's You've Got Red on You retails for $13.50, and LA Colors Oasis is $3.50 off the LA Colors website, bringing my dupe to the grand total of $17. I'm still under. The next polish that is up is Requiem for a Swan. This is a lovely, like, flaky, black flaky bomb. It looks so lovely, it has such beautiful visual texture. And again, this is another polish I just threw a different polish at. I don't have much like that in my collection, so I just threw my best shot at it, which is Sally Hansen's Insta Dry PB&C. I feel like that's pretty close. Let's see how it did. Does it match the vibe of the collection? Yes. Does it match the vibe of the polish? Yes. Does it match the color? Yes. Does it match the undertones? Yes. Does it match the finish? Yes. Does it match the depth of the finish? No. Does it match the visual texture? No. And could my man see the difference? He couldn't. Wow. That means my dupe scored 6 points. Also, after I finished attempting to dupe this out, like, I realized after watching the swatchers, I was like, oh no, there's a holographic glitter in there. I didn't see it in the particular swatch I chose. I don't see it now. Let me bring it up. I already had it up. Yeah, I still don't see a holographic sparkle, but it does have one. I just didn't see it. That swatch, the lighting is not good for holo, so. How do they compare in cost? Well, Requiem for a Swan retails for $16 USD, where Sally Hansen's Insta-Dry Reese's PB&C was a limited edition polish, a part of last year's Halloween collection with a collab with Reese's, but I can still find it online for $8.25 off of Amazon. And the last polish that is up is the Silent Scream. It is a black magnetic polish. Now, again, since after duping it out, I then watched the swatch reviews, I could see it was a silver base polish that pulls up all silver and leaves a black base. So obviously I'm only trying to dupe it out through one image, and I chose the one with the line. So I feel like I got pretty close though. So obviously on my thumb, I tried Holo Taco's One Coat Black, topped with Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco. It looks pretty good. Let's see how it did. Does it match the vibe of the collection? Yes. Does it match the vibe of the polish? Yes. Does it match the color? Yes. Does it match the undertones? Yes. Does it match the finish? Yes. Does it match the depth of the finish? Yes. Does it match the visual texture? I said no. You can definitely see Mooncat's more like finely milled than mine. And could my man see the difference? He couldn't. Oh, wow! That means my dupe scored 7 points. How did they compare in cost? Well, Silent Screams retails for $18 USD, where Holo Taco's One Coat Black retails for $13, and Holo Taco's Magnetic Taco, we've already been over this, resales for $55. Off of Macabre. Nope. Bringing my dupe to the grand total of $68. Very reasonable. Now, would you rather pay $18 for a black to silver magnetic polish or $68? Out of a possible 64 points, I scored 37.5, bringing me to the overall percentage of 58.5%. Not bad, not bad. Overall, I feel like I did fairly well. I feel like I'm doing my best out here. Trying my best. And under the time crunch, I feel pretty impressed with myself. See if this goes up Tuesday, and then I'll be eating those words. If it doesn't go up Tuesday, then I won't be impressed with myself. But overall, I felt like I did fairly well. Also, I want to put like a small, teeny, itty bitty rant in this video. I feel like brands are just dropping the ball this Halloween. Like, I know we're only getting like sneak peeks and like, you know, brands that have released early, and I haven't even seen Holo Taco's drop yet. Hopefully it starts teasing this week, but I've been let down. I just wanted some glow in the dark polish, and not getting it. I know Mooncat doesn't do seasonal releases. They never have and probably never will. It's just their vibe. They're always like inappropriately seasoned, which is fine. That's 100% fine. But you know, I was just really hoping for something. I was just really hoping for some like polishes that just spoke to my spooky soul, and I got some fun Easter colors. They're elegant and beautiful. If you have some dupes, please leave them down below. I know a lot of people use that as a resource to help and find and just curate and see what else is like there with similar vibes. I hope you enjoyed my video. Bye! Macabre. Dance to my corn on the cob. I cannot mix a red polish and a purple polish to get that. I'm not allowed to mix a red polish and a blue polish to get that perfect bot. I have full access to my entire collection, whether it be I have full access to my entire. It's my game, my imagination. Does it match the feel of the collection? Collection's release with a did I? Sorry, editing Linry. Okay, now I have to do disclosures. Where LA Colors Crushed Diamond, but what I settled on my thumb is Color Club's topped with Island Peace Black. Does it retails for and LA Colors Eternal Glow topped with Zoya's, and I needed to it's in so expensive. Where Sinful Colors. Oh no, fuck you. It is a In this photo, topped with hollow top. For a black magnolia,